Dun dun, they see me rolling, they hating. Bobby Vala can't take no criticisms. He got us riding dirty. He got you riding dirty. He got me riding dirty. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a special, very special Shadowtoys photography. Today, we're kind of doing things a little different. Forgive this setup. This is the first time I'm doing this huge kind of thing. I'm actually doing this setup on the floor because never done anything this big before, reviewed anything this huge. Yeah, I can't really do it on my desk. If you've watched my other subscriber celebration videos, you'll know that I just don't have the room for it. So I'm really kind of doing this half blind, making sure you can see everything and hopefully it comes out. But yes, we are reviewing the Valaverse Vanguard from Action Force. And yeah, a lot of things to unpack about this. Man, where to start? I guess we'll kind of go through it the way I kind of started to go through it and just go by it layer by layer. First off, I was very surprised that everything came in just like a bag in a box. Like, I know that's kind of Valaverse's MO. They've done that like in the past. They just recently started throwing things in blisters and plastic and stuff like that. In the past, they've thrown like their regular plain soldiers and their weapon packs and whatnot in bags, and it's come out fine. But I was very surprised that they did that with this. There's very little cardboard in the packaging, no foam whatsoever. I don't know if they're trying to be environmentally friendly or whatever, but I mean, it came intact. It's fine. It came intact. Nothing broken. Thank goodness. I am just really, really surprised nothing came broken, especially after those drop tests with such little packaging inside. It's literally just plastic bags and a little bit of cardboard. That's it. It's not encased in anything. It's just in a bag with cardboard under here, and that's pretty much it. So I was really, really surprised on the packaging. Again, even though that's their MO in the past, but it's like, and then in the trunk, everything like the extra guy and all the extra accessories, there was just like shoved back here in like just bags, Mythic Legion 4 Horsemen style. Because if you follow them or bought anything from them, I mean, they throw stuff in bags like drug dealers too, but nothing's ever broken, knock on wood, luckily. But it's just surprising that they do that. Not that this isn't a negative, this isn't a gripe. I'm not complaining. It's just genuine shock that nothing came broken, how little packaging there was and how nothing came broken. I'm genuinely surprised, but kudos, they know some kind of physics, I guess, that works out. So I guess that's fine. Moving on to the second thing I was shocked about was the points. This thing with the rocket pack only comes with 7 points. This is 5 points, only 5 points. That doesn't add up. This was 184, no tax, shipped out the door, right? But for like 7 points from Valaverse, that's like 3 figures plus a weapon pack, and that's like $100 right there, and that's 7 points. So where's my $84 worth of points, Bobby? I mean, it's so cheap. This guy is so stingy with the points. It should have been 18 points, honestly. 15 to 18 points plus 2 to 5 for the rocket pack to give you like a total of 20 points. That's some points. That's how you point up some 5 points. My gosh, 5 points. Terrible. Terrible. All right, next. Let's go. I didn't really look at this next. I opened the box and looked at the rockets, which they're really cool. Hopefully, can you see that? Yes, you can. Okay, so it does come with a bunch of little ones here. Move that closer to the camera if you can see that. They're really cool. Sculpted, designed really well. I don't know if it's focusing. Sorry if it isn't. I might have this on like the widest angle it goes, and yeah, so, and then it comes with these firing effects, right? With the missiles, because they all go in there, which is really cool. And then you could stick the missiles Oops, sorry. I'm going to be bumping the camera, so it's like you're part of the action. And then I do have one complaint, though. It only comes with one backfiring effect, which I'm a little bummed about. Like, it should be at least 2 more, 3 total. I mean, would it really broken the bank to give us 2 more of these? I mean, that's another... It just looks kind of silly. I mean, even if they're firing at different sequences, which they do with this kind of rocket setup, it's like... But they all should have, you know, subsequent backfiring effects. I mean, right? I mean, this thing is really cool, dude, too. It's heavy. It moves. Yeah, let's see if I can put it on top here and you can see. Hopefully. Okay, yeah, you can see. So that's cool. That moves up, down, to the side. So I like that. And it feels like quality. It doesn't feel cheap. It actually feels like it was a little bit too much to make. I mean, and there's a lot of detail on there too. I mean, a lot of compartments and stuff. It feels like, it seems like things should open on it. But no, you could see, I don't know if I can do it here. Let's see what this one. If you can see, yeah, you can kind of see, you can see clear through it too. But it still feels heavy. The material feels really good on it. The plastic feels good. This, I mean, it feels like the same plastic. Obviously, it's just thinner. Or, yeah. It's a little lighter, I guess, to turn. But it feels like I could break this. It doesn't feel like I could break this, obviously. But this is obviously a lot more hollow. But it all feels, it feels good quality. These feel like good quality. Let me get this out of here. But yeah, just the one complaint. We should have got a couple more of these. That was a miss. That was definitely a miss. Next up, okay, it's the turret system here. And it comes with a firing effect, which is cool. And this thing is pretty cool too. I heard some people say it wasn't too detailed. I mean, maybe back here, but everywhere else seems pretty detailed to me. I like that. This contraption here, not only is it ugly, but yeah, it doesn't go up and down just side to side, which is crazy. So hang on, let me get this in here. Let's get this set up and then I'll tell you my piece on this. So goes in there, fits in there. Let's grab the guy real quick before we review him. And he doesn't really, I mean, he fits in there fine, but he kind of flops around. Even if you had him really buckled on there, I mean, there's nothing. Here, I'll show you. Get this back off here. See, there's nothing in the seat to like hold him in place really, other than if you have the hands holding onto this, which is kind of tedious. But then when he's in here, you'll see, let's do it again, right? Give him a quick seat. Hopefully, get his hands up on there. You can see, is it coming out? I may have to open this through this side. His feet dangling. So when he turns, he's gonna kick who's ever on that passenger side. So that's a little, I don't know, I wish he had just a regular chair. I mean, there's things where with military needs to be accurate, but so then sometimes you can, and I don't even know if that's really accurate. I thought they had like a hatch, and well, I guess they do, but I thought it was a little bit more. I don't think their feet just dangle there and hit the other soldiers in the head like that. I didn't know that. And the fact that this doesn't go up and down, I have an interesting critique about it. Actually, I'm not going to give you my critique at all. I'm going to give you Bobby Vala's own words on his critique on why this was just awful, not going up and down, how this was a huge miss. I have actually the transcript right here from the Toy Addicts video. I think it was about toy samples. They had Bobby Vala on there, and he was talking about toys. So let me grab this. Let me grab this transcript here. And I quote about this, because everyone's complaining about this not going up and down. It's the simplest, no nonsensical thing that should have been grabbed, right? So, and I quote, so critical of other companies like the classified line. When I'm like, how did that make it to production? So many rounds of this to do. I got this figure, and he's holding like the Vanguard driver up, and he's like, I got this figure 4 times before it went to production. 4 times. So I was able to make comments 4 times. So Bobby, hold on a second. Let me get a drink here, because it's extra hot in November for some reason. Bobby, if you're so critical of other companies like the classified line, when we're like, how did this make it to production? You've had so many rounds of this to do. You got this Vanguard 4 times before it went to production? You mean you got this all 4 times? You made comments and got this 4 times? I feel like Mrs. Doubtfire when Sally Field finds out it's Robin Williams. Like the whole time, like 4 times you had this? How was this missed? And if you knew about it, then why was it omitted? So, and we need answers. I mean, the only way out of this is through it head on. And they've done that in their defense, Bobby's defense. They are issuing a replacement. We have not gotten it yet. I'm curious to see if it's going to be the Hasbro way, like with the giant man missing eyes, and we're all going to have to contact him. That's probably what's going to happen. I highly doubt. I'd be surprised if he just goes and ships these out to everyone who ordered a Vanguard, because it's been so long, and by the time we get this piece, it may be probably end of year next year, maybe with series, the next series that's coming out. But after 5, the 5.1 whatever, Pandora exclusive whatever, it may come with that, maybe it'll come after, but it's been so long. I'm sure there's people that sold this already and got rid of it. So why would he send them the part? It's just going to be a useless part for them. I'm sure he's going to make us contact him and for the piece if we want it. And if that's the case, they really should throw in something extra. I mean, an extra head, like the ski mask baklava or whatever of the Sidewinder, because he desperately should have gotten one. A gun or weapon, something. Maybe a couple more of these would be good. 2 more of these would be sweet. That'd be perfect. But they got to do a little something if that's the case. But I have to ask, was it the fault of you, the designer? Not you who's watching this right now, you as in Bobby. Was it Bobby's fault, the designer? Or was it his engineer? Like, I'm not looking to blame anybody, honestly. I just want answers. I mean, we need answers. To quote Bobby, you have to be catching this stuff, end quote. All that was Bobby's words. I think it's very ironic that they apply to this situation so well. Anyways, let's not beat a dead horse. Let's move on. Let's keep this on the side here. And let's move on to let's see here, what do we got? Let's move on to the driver himself. Now, this is technically a Series 5, I guess you could say, with the new design. First things first, I like right off the bat, I like how they fix the meat hangover. You know how we've been complaining about the extra, like, clavicle that's just, like, over the shoulder. It's just gross and unrealistic, and I don't know why it was designed that way, but that is a lot better, I will say that. The mask on the driver, like, I like the driver's body itself. It looks good. The materials actually feel good throughout it. All throughout, good plastic. It feels like the same plastic, minus maybe the feet, but it may be just like the different durometer or whatever, or just PVC versus ABS or whatever you want to call it, because the hands or whatever, or maybe the same. but it feels a little, obviously, I don't want to call it gummy because it's not gummy, just softer, you know, like the hands here. But yes, everything on this feels good, I have to say, head to toe. Beautiful plastic, very happy with it. The mask design it's meh. I mean, that's paintball. That's a paintball mask. I like the colors. I like the aesthetic. But that mask is total. That's a paintball mask. I had a mask like that. That's, I mean, it looks cool for, this is a paintball figure. This is a military figure. What's he doing with paintball gear? It's like so, it's very novice. The ear things are all right. But again, it just reminds me of paintball. I mean, airsoft, whatever. But yeah, same thing. So that's a little weak. Now let's move on to the articulation minus the design. Take a look at the figure here. The articulation where it's like the good, the bad, the ugly. The head, let me pop the head off. So he half listened to us. If I can get this thing off, he gave us the neck peg down here. So this moves nice. But then he stubbornly gave us this piece again. Bobby, when we're switching the heads out, we're putting stress there. That is eventually going to come off. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I don't like switching parts that are made to switch, and then we're putting stress on that and could possibly be causing damage. That's no muy bueno. That's no good at all. That's no good at all. And you should have went with the double neck peg because he still doesn't get that proper tilt. You may say, oh, he's getting it in the neck, but that's not how like people move. You know what I mean? That's not like realistic. The double, I mean, it looks great up and down, but if you design that well enough, the bottom neck piece and the double ball joint in the neck itself should do that. I mean, that is beautiful, but it's a hinge. You gotta get off the hinge, brother. You gotta get off the hinges, please. Just get that extra in there. I mean, he looks down okay, but again, he doesn't get it. If it wasn't for the neck, he wouldn't be getting that, you know? So very minimal. So again, it's just the superior design. Bobby, you go to Target all the time. Buy a figure art. Buy a Naruto figure art, a Dragon Ball figure art. They're like $35. The same as the G.I. Joes, the deluxes. So I gotta change positions here because I'm on the floor. And I'm not as spry as I used to be. So yeah, check them out. They mastered the double ball neck peg. Getting tongue-tied here. So yeah, as you can hear the jury jangling of his accessories, which that doesn't really count, I guess, kind of. But here's his stuff. This, the new stand, which it doesn't feel cheap. I mean, I'm about to contradict myself, but it doesn't feel cheap in the sense where it's not gummy. I can't bend it. It feels strong, like strong plastic. But the glossiness of it feels as wet as that looks if it's coming out on camera. So, I mean, that's okay. I'd rather just be matte. I don't know what's up with the glossy paint or it could be just gloss finish. But I wish that was matte. Collectors prefer matte all the time, except if it's like, you know, eyes or, you know, like the glass right there. That's perfect. That's really nice and reflecty and shiny. But I don't feel like, I mean, yeah, I guess it would have matched too much. But I mean, it looks good, but it's okay. I like how they added extra pegs though, because I like to put 2 figures on each. Now I could fit a third in the back. So I am happy about that. So that's pretty cool. Now his gun, it's just like, this is so like good and bad. There's so much good and bad about this thing. So this is just going to be a lot of that this video. His gun is trash. I hate that design. Like, what is with like the paintball? And that doesn't look like a pistol. That looks like a what's it called? Not mace, but a the other one that electrocutes you. A taser. A taser. Man. Yeah, it looks like a taser. It doesn't look like a pistola like it should. You know, like, what is your hate against Glocks? 9 millis. Can we just get a 9 milli or a Glock here? Like, goodness gracious. Jeez Louise, get off it. They're nice guns. I don't care what Bobby's opinions on it. Sometimes you got to make what the people want, and the people don't want tasers and paintball gear. They want Glocks and 9 millis. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. But anyways, the weapon choices are just, we'll talk about that another time. But he does hold and go into the pistol position well, but this is where I'm going to get back into the neck peg. See, he doesn't really, it's kind of there, but it's just a little unrealistic. I mean, he's just like, he's too much forward. When you're aiming any kind of gun or looking through a rifle scope or something like that, you don't have your face like up against it or towards it, because when it recoils, it can recoil back into your face. Now, he is a little bit far, but there is discharge of the shell, and you know, this part does cock back, so you're not like putting your head back like all the way, but your head is kind of fairly straight, and it's kind of like your head and neck is tilted when you're aiming, and you don't really get, it's all in this neck here. You really don't get, here, let's do I'll demonstrate it more with the next weapon, which I guess I'll show next part of this thing here. But yeah, you're not, with the handgun it's okay, but on a crossbody you'll see a little bit better. But the rest of his articulation is pretty good. The butterflies work well. He cut them in deep, starting to listen at some points. So that's good. Painting that in there. Matches perfectly. Beautiful. Back and forth. They get up to a T. Well, bicep, like everything feels good. This feels a little hard, but I didn't have to heat anything up, by the way. Nothing. I mean, this came in end of October, November. Well, no, it came in like end of September, October. No, this came in September, I think. So it was still like hot, cold. I live in New York, so right now it's like I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, and it's November 1st. So, you know, whoever says climate change isn't real, or they're calling it climate damage now. Yeah, I think that's the case. Because I don't recall as a kid, I recall freezing every Halloween as a kid. I always have to cover up my costume with the jacket. Mom making me wear the jacket. I appreciate it now, but, you know, you want to show off your costume. Now you finally can, but too old to trick or treat. Bicep is good. Double jointed, pinless arms. Everything is nice on him. They listen with the bit gummier hands. Not too gummy, but a little bit softer, I should say. Use the term softer, so you can get the weapons in there and you're not like need the jaws of life to pry his fingers open. Some things still, but, and I switched to the cup hand here. Let's get to his hands real quick. Another trigger, another cup, 2 fists. He comes with the 2 triggers in the package, which I like, instead of the fists, because you know we're going to switch the fists out, so that's a nice thing. And these are a little tough to open. This one's a little easier, but... And then he comes with the drinks. Well, I guess the Vanguard technically comes with the drinks, which is the coolest thing none of us asked for. I'm just being honest. We didn't need this at all. Happy to have it. Cool to have. Oh, it's hollow under there. But, and there's a cool tab design in there. Looks good. They're painted well. See the Vanguard symbol in there. But who asked for this? None of us did. And that comes with cup holders in there. We'll get to the main thing in there. Now, he can't hold the energy drink. Maybe, again, if I use the Jaws of Life and you can get that in there. But as you can see, that's going to be quite the squeeze, and I'm going to be like almost permanently ruining one of those hands, or I have to squeeze it back, and I don't want to keep doing that. So this, it's like, you made cups, we didn't make cup holding hands. That's a fail. But I will say, for some weird reason, he can hold this. Here, like, stretch that out, extend that, like you're offering it. There we go. He can hold that very realistically. That's really cool. That's really cool. So 1 out of 2. It's like this whole package. It's like some of it works, some of it don't. It's like everything Valaverse. Can he hold it to his mouth? Yeah. Cool. So that's cool. We didn't need this, but happy to have it. You know, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. Did we have to pay extra for it? Was it thrown in? I don't know. If you're throwing in that extra stuff, maybe throw in some extra soft drinks, because there's cup holders in the back too, I believe. But all right. So now there's this contraption next, which is, oh no, I didn't finish the articulation on him. I'm all over the place. Having so much fun with all this stuff. So the Valaverse makes the best bodies right here when it comes to ab crunches. I mean, that's pretty good. Could be a little bit better, but that's pretty good. It moves well. Love that twist. Don't want to use the bottom. That's cheating. But, and back like a sniper. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if they bend back that much, if they're designed to bend back that much, then the head doesn't really need to go like he's flying like a Super Saiyan or Superman. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Anyways, so here we go to the bottom here. Now, when I first got this, I was like, wow, this drop down is really nice. Like, I hate drop downs. I hate them, but it's really good. And I feel like the materials all throughout his legs are really nice. However, as you've seen, mine's not immune to the loose leg syndrome. So, what did I say in the last video? Had a lot of doubters in that last video there on Series 4, but, yeah, tell it to Michael Flatley, Lord of the Dance here. You know, I don't recall. Yeah, looking for Michael Jackson. So I mean, he does splits well. He better. But front and back's okay. Yeah, that's... Why is that loose? Why is that doing that? But you know what's weird? Let me continue on with this, and I'll get back to that. Up, down, thigh, thigh, knees. I'll get to the boot in a minute. What's weird is that when he's posed, it doesn't really do it as much. This leg, but this leg, no. But when they're straight down, yeah, it's... Okay, yeah, well, you know, I appreciate everyone coming out in the last video and validating some of the things I was saying, but I love how facts are revealed in real time. Let's go finish with his articulation here. My last complaint about this guy. So we got the boot cut is up here, and then boot swivel. Now, why is the cut up here? I don't get that. There's so many things wrong with this, and it's not just my personal opinion on it. This is a bad move by Bobby changing the design on this. I don't know why it just wasn't cut down here at the actual boot. Why is this a bad design? Because I've compared this line to Mythic Legion's Four Horsemen. They're modular like that. You're able to swap parts out here and there. Now you're not able to get that I mean, again, I'm kind of done with my customizations with Valaverse, but any customizers out there have got to be pissed about this. I mean, it's well, not an opinion, it's a fact. That's an ugly, it breaks up the sculpt, and that's ugly. Like, that's just like swivel, like the WWE wrestlers, like just a swivel waist on the basics. Like, that just doesn't look good. You know, it kind of sometimes can look like a wrinkle, but it breaks up the sculpt. And yeah, you don't want to have a figure where you need to put it at a right perfect angle that it doesn't look bad. You know what I mean? You don't want your figure to look great at all angles. It's like, that's why Amazing Yamaguchi isn't more popular than it is. Anyways, yeah, that was just a bad move, just against the line itself of Valaverse, the Action Force line. I mean, that's just, I mean, yeah, you could technically customize these with other Series 5, but they're not it's not going to work the same. If you just need to switch the boots out, you're taking part of the color of this ankle with you. And that's just annoying, you know? So that was an annoying change that I hope should just stay with Series 5, and maybe with Series 6, just go back to, or just move the cut here. That would be swell. That would be swell. And yeah, I think we covered everything on that. Now let's go back to this contraption. Oh, that popped off, so I can go to this. So now let me go to that, what I was talking about on the head here as I get him posed up, because it is kind of like he gets an extra gun, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all. But let's just pretend this is just any normal rifle, assault rifle, whatever. And you got to get that the stock in your, kind of in your shoulder there, right? And then you got to get him looking down the sight. But it's like, I guess that's all right. But it's like it just looks awkward. It just looks a little awkward from just like the way the neck is going. Because it's like, when you're pointing a real gun, like you yourself, you're not like, your head is not doing an L. It's doing like a Z, or more like an S. You know what I mean? And this, with the one singular ball peg, it's doing just like the bottom part of a Z. You know, it's like, you need it. I guess you could maybe make him look up and then down, but then his like face is against the gun. And he's not going to have an eye socket if he fires that thing, because that's going to fire right back in his face. You know, it's like, it needs to be back, but he needs that tilt. It's like almost there. It's like there, but it just looks so awkward. It's like a, I don't know what kind of angle that is. Not even 90. It's like, yeah, it's like a lazy L, or like the bottom of a Z. You know, because your head tilts towards, you know, down your arm, down the sight, right? If you're using like a handgun or a rifle. So, yeah, I don't know. It's for me, it seems very awkward. I mean, I haven't fired every firearm under the sun. You know, I've held something this big before. And, yeah, it's, I mean, you're not bringing it up to your face like that necessarily. I mean, maybe if you're on the ground, but I'm just using it as an example. Again, just pretend it's like an M4 or an M16 or something, an AK-47, a designation rifle your normal people are familiar with. But yeah, just, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but it is cool as like a side weapon though. I do like that. Pop this in here. So that's cool. But yeah, between the legs, and I heard another YouTuber apologize for like the loose legs. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that made me vomit in my mouth. Like just a little tweaks here and there. You're almost there. Almost there. But we got an extra gun here. Now let's go over the contraption. Now this is separate, which is cool. So we do get like a ammo box, which is sweet. And then here's the contraption here. So then you put that on there, you put that on here. I've seen people struggle with this. Don't worry, I'm not gonna show you the struggle, but I was very confused at first because this comes with instructions. Thank you, Bobby, for making it come with instructions like the old school style it should. Let's get a little cleanup over here. But let's leave, I guess I can't even use this because it's not what we're doing. But it comes with a removable shovel. We'll get to the turkey, the feast here momentarily. Just going, I went through everything on the side. Can you really see that? Not really. Sorry, kind of. But what's important is, so you could put the guy in there first, I guess. Let me bend him up. I had a lot to say about this vehicle, a lot to say. And so then this hooks onto here, but I don't know what the hell this is for. Like, I thought, I was like driving myself crazy trying to get this on here because that's what makes sense. Is it just like no, it wouldn't stop this. That would stop it. This is just like, is it for something else? He's not telling us, but it's a stupid eyesore. Of course, this thing fell off. Let's get this on here first. So it just like lips on there and comes out, which is, yeah, okay. And then this should have been designed for up top, but anyways, and then you're supposed to, you know what this is? Oh my gosh, Bobby. Like, do you just like watch Netflix binge and get all your ideas from here? I'm going to tell you exactly where this is from if you haven't figured it out already. But, and then like, there's no way you're going to get his hands on there. So that's how it's supposed to be. So it's like, that's cool. So it works. But you know what this thing is? Oh man, this stupid thing. All right, one more time, and then I'm done with this. This is, remember Breaking Bad at the end? The Mr. White MG machine gun contraption. It's like, that's what this is. Out of his trunk. That's exactly where he got this idea from. No, I got it from picture. Yeah, right. You saw Breaking Bad during the 2020 break or something like that. You binged it, and you're like, oh, you know what? That's a good idea. Yo, Mr. White. Your magnets. Your science. Yeah, whatever. You know, I mean, fine, cool. I mean, needs to be in a Mustang or something like that. What do you have that in? But okay. It works better like that, like the Mr. White thing. Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. So as you can see, another awesome design, but I like how the gas cans do fit in there. I'm gonna pop that in there. You gotta get just like press down on it, which I don't particularly like, and I'll tell you why that soon. Yeah, they fit in there. As you saw, you could fit him. You could fit a couple bodies in there, which is good. That's how I shot for my car. It's like, oh man, you could fit like 3 bodies in there. Sold. Let's do this. But all right, let's let me see what's next. We got a lot to cover. I got things and accessories all over the place. Oh, you know what? Let's bring out some other figures and let's play with this thing. Let's get into it. So if you can see inside, I'm not taking the doors off. The doors come off, and I'm hitting the light, not the camera, but I don't want to do that. I'm afraid they're gonna break. I've seen people do it. I don't care. I like how the inside's painted. The shifters don't move. Nothing moves. The seat moves. They're all the way. They start all the. They start all the way back. You push them forward, and push them back. I'm just gonna leave them back for now. Give them maximum foot space, but it's not too much. I wish the glove opened if you're gonna get gimmicky. What is that? It looks, oh, it's a fan. Okay, cool. There's a lot of detail in there. A lot of detail. And there's the, I don't know if you could see it, the cup holders. There's one in the, there's two in the back. You can see it holds the thing. And then we go from up top too. So it is a little awkward, and I have long skinny fingers here, and I'm still having a little, well, that's going to come with the territory, I guess, of the vehicle. But, oh no, it's not staying in. Nope. Nope. Oh, careful, hit that camera. Nope, no. Oh, it doesn't hug. It doesn't stay nice in there. Yeah, womp womp. Cup holders don't even work. Okay, let's try the skinny one. Okay, so it just like sits in there. It's not like secure like the ones in the back. They're a lot nicer. I don't know if, let's see, can you see through the roof? It's like shadowing, but yeah, you can see them in there. So yeah, I guess the back ones work a lot better than the front ones. Wow, it gave us cup holders. The front ones don't even, it just sits. Like if you roll that around, it's gonna get gone. It's gonna be rolling under his feet, whatever. I'm the top hatch here. There's people say this should open. I agree. It should just be attached. And I don't know about these clips. You know what I mean? I hope they last over time. I've had just wear and tear. They have a history of breaking. Back seat looks good. Close the doors. I don't know. I thought Bobby said you needed to close one door over the other, but I don't really need to do that. So, whatever. Maybe mine's faulty. Oh, it's a little bit of a gap, but can't really notice it. Front, the hood doesn't open, which is a miss, but does have a winch. You know, like in Jurassic Park. Stick, stupid. Run the audio when I come back down. But this comes off. So obviously for the attachments Bobby's has planned. This is really good. And let me tell you, the materials on this feels good. This plastic feels good. All this feels good. These feel okay, but this feels better. These feel not as good as this, but they're a little skinnier, but they're not, I mean, I'm not crazy about it. They're like the same as like the door handles and stuff. This is real flimsy plastic. Like this, I'll get into that, but I'll show you when we flip it underneath. This is not great. The tires are rubber and hard rubber though. They're not squishy like the Vamp, the G.I. Joe Vamp. Yeah, no LEDs. It looks like they missed another missed opportunity, but I guess putting tea lights in them would have broke the bank. This comes off, but again, it's the same plastic as this, so I'm nervous it's gonna break over time. Did I open the driver's side yet? No, I did not. Oh, it's got the gas can, which just, no, you're not gonna be able to see that. It's just like right there, so you can't even, well, I guess you don't really need to pour gas in it, but if he was like, that's a terrible pose. I had it better the other day, but I don't want to go too crazy on it. But you get the idea. He's filling her up. All right, let's go. Put this in there. Close up. Go around. All right, so he's obviously gonna fit everywhere. I'm not even gonna bend his knees. Maybe I should, I don't know, but you can see fits in there perfect. There's one thing about this though. I feel like overall, it's too big. It's not 1/12 scale, it's 1/10 scale. But inside is 1/12 scale. It's really weird. Or it's a height thing, and it's just because I'm over 6 feet and Bobby's a shorter guy, because I feel like these figures are scaled to him, honestly, because when I step on an SUV like this, my like head and upper body's like over that, and yeah, I don't like, this guy is really small. I don't know if he's too small. I'm gonna bring out some other figures, or if it's the Vanguard himself, but like when I look over an SUV, like it's not just barely my eyes or just my head, you know what I mean? I can like be on an SUV, top of a roof of an SUV like a table, you know what I mean? So is the Rezvani really this big? It looks a little out of scale if it is. So that's a shame. I hope not. But let's bring in, let's load this up. Let's load this up with figures and we'll compare them on the way, and then we'll see if this guy's feet hit. Let's get him nicely posed. I'm not going to get him holding on to the thing tightly, but enough. And keep the firing effect on there because it looks cool, even though it's really big and ridiculous, but so are these guns, so yeah, it's fine. All right, and then let's grab Scarlet from G.I. Joe. Let's get her, get her riding Shoddy. Shoddy riding Shorty. I mean, Shoddy riding Shoddy. Riding Shorty, maybe next time. But let's get this in there. Perfect. Oh, you can't see. There we go. Perfect. Let's get someone in the back seat. Let's get a guy in the back. Let's get in. Oh, let me not bend him up yet. But another Valaverse Condor Series 4. Yeah, I can feel the difference in plastic. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Remember, her seat's back all the way, and he still fits. So let's see. Yeah, so there goes his feet and his face. Do you see that? And if he's turning around, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. It should be, I don't know, just without it, I guess. Didn't really need a gun turret. I guess it's fine, but there goes that. So prove that. Yes, he does kick in the feet and knock figures over. Oh, does she not? Oh, what's going on? Oh, you know what? Her foot was getting caught in the door mat there. Okay. Switch it around. Let's get this open. Let's get, let's get Marvel Legends kind of custom Black Widow. Just a head swap. Let's get her, let's put her in the back. Oh, is it not? Hang on. Let's get those knees proper. Let's get her proper. She's an older figure, but well, she can't freaking sit. There you go. I mean, she kind of hovers, but she's in there. All right, in the driver's seat, let's get Mezco Duke. Let's see how he measures up, because they're a little bigger, but no, about the... You see him? About the same. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's get him in here. Let's not bend his legs. Oh, his stuff's gonna fall off, of course, because I got him all geared up. But yes. I mean, I could get him nicer in there. Again, his legs aren't bent, but can you see? He fits. He does fit. So that is good. And then the door's closed. Nice. Lastly, let's get in Athena. Just the female Valaverse body. Oh yeah, it could fit another one of the males or females in there. Nice. Cool. I haven't done this yet, so that's pretty neat. Let me move some of this stuff over. Oh, actually, I got some more stuff. This comes with all these papers and stuff. Comes with some stickers, which I think this is why it looks a little plain. I need to put a sticker on there. I don't know where yet, though. I like how all the sayings on there. Really funny, creative. This is like really cool. I do got to use the stickers. Sometimes I don't use them and then they're like become unusable. I don't know if these are going to do that or not, but that's one thing. Let me put that to the side here. Next is the Reaper card, which is, can you see it? I'm going to pause it. Oh, knocked my water over. But, Reaper. Okay. Not Michael Flatley. Disappointing. On the instructions. Operator manual. Cool. All right. Let's, oh, I got one more thing here. The, just like one of the Valaverse backpacks. So you can like store it in there, I guess. There's nowhere to, there should have been a place to store these, would have been neat. You know, because they're just kind of like, let's see. Fell over, but it's still all right. But okay, not too bad. All right, let's empty them out because I am going to flip this and they are going to go flying like Inception. So I don't need, some of them are expensive in there. But yeah, this is not that. I just want to go over and make sure we covered everything. But yeah, actually, you know, I do have a question for Bobby, really, I guess. But maybe someone else can answer, but it's mainly for Bobby. If he said, again, and I quote, when he's designing, well, not really quote, but I'll tell you, paraphrasing, when he's designing like a piece of armor or vest, for example, he uses like 80% his original design and 20% real world. I kind of think that's probably reversed, but let's just take him at his word. Let's say that's the case. So why didn't you do that when designing this vehicle? I mean, we all, again, all our collections are basically the same. They all look the same, give or take, and we all have the same gaps in our collection. So I mean, at the end of the day, we all just wanted, or would have been fine with, a plain, generic, nondescript black SUV. Why pay Rezvani or some other motor vehicle company or maker a licensing fee when you can just do that? I mean, and don't tell me you can't do that. You can, people design their own guns and stuff like that. And you hear Smith & Wesson, I mean, maybe get fussy, but you could shut them down. Or like, I mean, I had this kid in grammar school who used to design his own like Mack trucks and building construction equipment and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not like, you know, I think you could have did that, just a plain SUV. So I am genuinely curious why that just wasn't done, just the original design for it. I mean, again, just genuinely curious. All right, let me make sure I covered everything again. All right, well, let's get into the final portion of this, so you don't think I'm not a clickbaiter, because I did kind of call this trash. So, well, technically potential trash. So let me show you what I mean. So underneath, let me flip this around. Underneath, as you can see, is really nice, really detailed. They use screws. As I was talking about that plastic, remember with this, as you can see, it's super flimsy. It's like RC car level. The design up here is good. Some people were saying their back wheels, they were getting like a white line around their thing. I could see it. The stress whitening, very light, very light. But that's not my complaint about this. My complaint about this is this. Can you see that where my finger is? The axle. That's a K'NEX axle. Remember K'NEX? like the erector set, building set. They're like Legos. They're like little plastic tubes, and you connect them. You could build like planes and cars and Ferris wheels and cranes, whatever. That's what this is. This is a connects piece as the axle connecting to the tire there, and that's it. I mean, it doesn't feel flimsy, but when that goes, this is garbage. This is, I mean, how do you fix that? Why don't they just use the good old Tonka, just a metal rod right through it, just a metal rod. You could hide it in the axle sculpt here, just put a metal rod. I mean, it doesn't have to be thin as it was back in the day. I mean, if it bends, you can just bend it back, but like get a thicker one, like a pen, like a pen thickness, you know what I mean? And just have that connect here to here, put like a bolt at the end of it, and it's not going nowhere. Why use such a little flimsy piece of plastic? It's just, I mean, I don't want to call it flimsy, but it's fragile. A very fragile potentially, yeah, this is a fragile piece of plastic. You press down on this wrong, or God forbid, how did it survive those fall tests? God forbid it rolls off your desk or display or something like that. I mean, how do you fix that? You're just gonna have to like take a screw and screw it into the plastic. Are you gonna, I mean, maybe take a nut and a bolt? Like, I guess I'm gonna have to do that if that happens, but why wasn't that done to begin with? I don't get it. Potential trash, I hope not. Overall, I do like it. I am happy it exists. I do think it is a little bit too much money, but I'm going to get into that more thoroughly in another video, because I feel like it's another whole other can of worms. But I'm happy this exists. I'm happy this is in the world. This is on the market, and it's in a competitive space. Action Figure 112 Design sends other companies a message that this can be done for under $200. Again, you know, pricing here or there, but I'm happy this exists. I'm happy to have it in my collection. It is a little bit too big than I expected. It doesn't mean it's not going to make into the collection. We're going to see. I'm going to have to put it through the paces and stuff like that. But yeah, and then as far as going forward, did you see that the next vehicle, I guess, is some new swarm locust flying machine vehicle contraption? I gotta be honest with you, that thing looks horrible. I mean, I am not excited about it. I am not looking forward to a lot of this Valaverse stuff going forward. Very little stuff is like, he needs to impress me. He needs to impress us. He really needs to impress us, because that flying thing, immediately when I saw it, I thought, wow, that looks like a mix of Ecto 2 mixed with Rocksteady's Pogo Copter. If you don't know what those are, I'll tell you what they are right now. Open your Google search, your Google tab. Search the real Ghostbusters, the cartoon or the toy, Ecto 2. Actually, you don't even need to do that. Just Google, or whatever your search preference. Just search Ecto 2 and then search the images. Now, if you open another tab and open Google, your search engine again, and search Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, either the cartoon, I think it's just the toy. You don't even have to put all that. Just put in Rocksteady's Pogo Copter. And then if you were to open one more tab and you go and search or find or whatever, the Valaverse Swarm Locust flying apparatus, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me it doesn't look like Ecto 2 and Pogo Copter got together and had a baby. I mean, oh my God, that thing looks terrible. What is that? Like the Valaverse Trouble Bubble? The Trouble Bubbles are ugly. We don't need that. We don't need, I don't know. Look, I can say some good things about it. I do like some things about it. The wings look awesome. They're well designed. They look really cool. The cockpit canopy also looks awesome. I think it's well designed. I think that looks neat too. And the pilot looks, that design is quite possibly the best thing Bobby Val has designed to date. Best Valaverse thing to date. One of the best designed action figures I've seen in a very long time. So But everything else, just no. Just no. I mean, why not make a Cobra Knight landing? I mean, is Hasbro really taking a year gap to make G.I. Joe? Now's the time. Make it now. Scrap the Ecto 2. Just do the Cobra Knight landing. Because I gotta tell you, the Locust, I'm not buying it. It's too many and too much wing space for a one-seater. You know, if it could fit 4 guys, like, sitting down, not dangling, oh, 4 can be on it, not like, oh, you count these. You don't count those. That's, how dare you count these as figure spots? Like, there's no way, like, they're all gonna hang on, oh, I got 20 guys on here. Like, it's gonna look like a clown car. Like, get at, no, if the Locust can seat, like, 4 to 5, then we're talk, but... Again, all of our collections are the same. We need the same stuff. We all have the same gaps. We need more cars, Humvees, tanks, real helicopters, and jets, not friggin' pogo copters, please. If not, then we're just gonna have to say, beep, beep, see you later.